Hello, can we let go whenever it is needed? Can we learn to let something go? Hello, my name is Anita, welcome to my channel. I hope you find something that is helpful here for you. In my last video, my previous video, I talked about whenever we take life way too seriously, we forgot to play. So when we forget to play, what else is happening? When we take life too seriously, we are afraid to try something. We are afraid to experiment. I talked about how children, when they play and build, let's say, talk about Legos now. They build a Lego castle, and then they just tear it down whenever they are done. And I talked about the chaos whenever we begin new things. So whenever we are, when the children has ripped down the tower or the castle they built, there's chaos all over. There's Legos all over the floor, and then they start to rebuild again. So they suddenly got tired of it. It wasn't fun anymore for them, so they tear it down and they begin again. So first there is chaos. But because they are not afraid to try, because they are willing to play and go into it and be all into it, into their creativity, they suddenly bring the lessons from the other castle unknowingly, of course, but they think about that and they create something better, maybe more stable and long-lasting. So whenever we are taking life too seriously and take ourselves too seriously, forget to play and be creative and try something new, experiment, see life as an adventure, we are afraid to let go of all things that are way past their due date and do something else, do something new. So when we learned as children, or we teach children, or we all do this probably in some extent if you are not very aware, we taught them, or at some point as kids we picked up and our kids picked up, that it need to be saved. Oh, this was so beautiful that I will save it. That's a good thing, because if we are content, if we feel complete, then we keep it until maybe some years later they tear it down. But until now they are content, so they keep it. So that's a good thing that we learn to save. But sometimes we learn to save things that we are not happy with. Let's say a kid is building and the parent tells the kid, but it's beautiful, you should keep it, it's so beautiful, you should keep it. But the kid is not pleased. But because of that, they start believing that this is the best they can do. So this is where we learn to keep our jobs, to keep our relationships, to be stuck in the bad health, to be afraid to take chances and risks in life, because it's just one of the places we learn it, but we learn here the creativity is stopped. We start to take life too seriously. We start to hold ourselves back, and we get more and more indoctrinated from everywhere from society during our lives. So we get more and more serious. When the circumstances outside in the world are too serious, then we get more afraid and take life more serious. And we stick to the things we are doing, even though it doesn't create happiness, even though it creates burnout. Because when we do something over and over again, year after year after year, and we are not happy where we are at, it is not a healthy thing. We become sick, we become depressed. Like I told clients in my business when I was giving massages and personal training, and people have injuries and struggles. Yes, it started, they thought it came just like that. It never comes just like that. It takes at least 7 years to build it up. It starts with the energy. It starts with blockages in our systems. It starts with unhappiness, and then it builds up, and then we become sick, or we get some injury, eventually, or get really bad pain in the neck, or whatever happens, get in trouble with our knees or with the joints, whatever. So this is something that happens over a long period of time. The tissue starts to be too tight over a long period of time. There will no flow with blood and fresh cells and new. It's not able to rebuild in the way it needs to keep us healthy, because it's so blocked in the energy flow, in the meridians, in the energy points, and all of this gets stuck and blocked. And when our bodies get stuck and blocked, and our energies get stuck and blocked, or aura around us, then we start slowly to get sick and depressed. So all these things are connected together. So therefore we need to let go, because if we have hands like this, they are not open and receiving. So we will not receive. We have to let something go. We need to let it go. We need to let something go out of our lives to have room and place and space to receive something new intuitively, to feel that we have energy. Because when we let something go, or mentally, emotionally, not hasty, but if you have felt and thought about something for years, so when we finally then let go of something, or do it gradually, like I said, energetically, with us, we make a statement. I'm going to, by 1 year, I'm going to have a new job, I'm going to start my own business, I'm going to have exceptional health, I'm going to build myself up, I'm going to have self-esteem. In 1 year I will be in a totally new place, and start envisioning that, and start creating affirmations and mindsets and belief systems that supports all that. So, and then take the action daily, so we are in alignment with that. That is when we are creating our new life, our new path. But if we are not able to let go, that's also why, so I didn't say everything in the last video. It was a little bit incomplete. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I just it's all happening in here and it makes sense in my head, and when I hear the video later, a bit later, I can hear that, okay, I was not giving the complete story here. So that's the next step. So we take life too seriously. We have to learn to build and dare to build something, and be creative, and not be afraid to tear something down. That is just metaphorically. We are not tearing down our jobs or relationship or whatever, but we are metaphorically becoming ready to release something and let go. Everything in life needs to flow. Our money needs to flow, and our energy needs to flow inside our body and in our life. And there needs to be a balance between giving and receiving. And if we are only giving and not receiving, we are not creating great health either. And if we only receive, it starts to be taking and selfish, and we are not giving to anyone. We don't have to give and receive between the same people, but we need to give something back energetically wise to humanity, to people in relationships, something money wise, or in to something out there in the world. We need to give and we need to receive, and there needs to be a certain balance, but that's especially all over our lifetime. But if you have given too much for years and not receiving that much back, it is time to go into the feminine energies. It is time to slow down. It is time to learn to receive, and to be able to receive, we need to believe in ourselves. We need to feel worthy of it. So that's why we need to heal and do the deep inner work that I talk about, that we need to then get to know ourselves, learn what our passions are, learn what we love to do, what makes us happy, what do we need to let go of to get there. And we need to stop worrying about being so afraid of letting go. We are always there's always a risk. We are always afraid to take our chances, to build our dreams or do our dreams, because and especially talk about it loud, because in in the minute we do that, it's obvious for the whole world to see, and then we are afraid of what will happen if I cannot achieve this, and the whole world is looking at me. The whole world is looking at me as a failure. We are never failures. That's why we think that if we struggle with something, if we take a long time, we think we are failures. We think if we do it different than others, we think we are failures. We are not. We are just doing it in another way, taking longer time. We are healing as we go. But if we never take any action in the outside world to create a better life, and we never take the chances, we cannot heal and grow, because we learn as we go. We cannot sit still and heal only if you have been way too active out there and given too much all your life, and you need to go into the feminine energies and listen and receive and rest and just meditate and breathe and go in nature, and all these things that build you up, so your masculine energies later can take action on the feminine energies that you now have created in rest, in peace. Then you let your masculine, it's the balance inside, yin and yang, feminine, masculine. Then we let the masculine energies go out in the world and take action in some form to create something from the feminine energies. And then we need again, after the action, to step back and receive and rest and have a break. And this is how we do it. And then we need also to overcome the fears of admitting for ourselves what we really dream of, what we really want, and be brave also to let go of something. First energetically, it always happens energetically first, and with our mind entering into first, and then like on the mental plane, first higher and then the mental plane, and then we also then do, like I said, the actions in the physical form. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you got something out of it. I will take a little look. I have a few notes here just to see on my Mac here, just to see if I got the biggest points. So yeah, I think I will take the other things in another video. So, but remember also, I will talk more about this later. It's very, very important that we give also, when we give, that we give from our heart for the right reasons. So that's it. Yes. So learn to let go, learn to build up, and then be brave to experiment and take some chances, and dare to put yourself out there, at least alone for yourself. Put yourself out to admit for yourself what you are dreaming about and what you are afraid to step into, and what you are afraid of letting go of. We need to let there be flow and change and transition in our life, because there's a saying also that if you are not growing and evolving, you are dying, and that goes for all of us. So we need to evolve together with the planet and the universe, together with the collective, with humanity. Okay, but the inside growth first, that's most important. Take great care of yourself, and I wish you many blessings on your path.